When going to war, the size of the army at one's back mattered, but the crux of it, the tipping point, had little to do with numbers. Oren would have exchanged his 3,000 for half as many and done it gladly, if that meant his men didn't have a vested interest in his death. He couldn't change the troops under his command, though. For that matter, he couldn't refuse to command them either. He might have killed the Mirdoni High King while following Mirdoni law to the letter, but he depended on the goodwill of the city kings to make it out of Myrden alive. If they forced him to have an accident, little would stand in their way. If they obeyed their own principles, with honor and the law coming above everything else, then Oren would return home, and he would bring with him the hope of peace with Myrden, along with a diminished Svei threat. He just had to get the Mirdoni army to obey him, keep them from stabbing his back, and win the civil war his actions had precipitated without alienating the populace from his cause. "I don't understand." The hatred dripping from the officer he addressed licked at his skin, thick and heavy, impossible to miss. "Of course you don't." Oren slipped into West Mirian before switching to Mirdoni, his accent rounding the words just a touch too much to pass as a native to the trained ear. "You realize your refusal to follow the orders of your parliament at this time is the highest form of treason." The man's chest swelled, his eyes widening, his color rising. Anger swept over the previous disdain, igniting the man's temper, and Oren fought back the smirk pulling at the corner of his lips. So the staunch patriot understood the foreigner's attempt at butchering his native tongue when honor stood on the line. Good to know.